Pisces. Wow, you guys are literally radiant, radiant, radiant right now. I'm so excited for you all this week. Let's dive right in. The moon, we're having a new moon at the start of this week, and we are building to the sun conjunct Uranus. And this is all happening for you in the first, part of your chart. So there's an opening for Pisces in the fourth house for family. We're seeing a lot of mending of communications, and it's all starting from this new truth that Pisces are starting to really embrace. With the moon in your second house, we're going to see, I would say, some positive results, some mixed results, some muddy results that you guys are really going to have to take the time to pick apart. You're going to need to invest time into building a bit of structure where you're not seeing the results that you had hoped for by now. Maybe, one piece of advice from Chris from Minopontero is it just slipped by me, but if you're not getting the results that you want, start learning something new. That's what it is. Find a video, a tutorial, and whatever it is. Make sure that you are attached to what it is that you're investing in, because maybe there's a reason why you're not seeing the results you like, because you're not having fun. If you're not having fun, then you're not going to feel good. And if you don't feel good, then you're going to create bleh in your world. So if you want more bleh, then just keep feeling like whatever when you show up to whatever it is that you're there to do. People are counting on you, Pisces, and I think that you know this. So I think that in order for you to best show that you are really in alignment with the sun in your third house is to start weighing more. You guys are so Venus is in your third house, and Pisces is the exaltation, the spiritual take. You guys are definitely giving this energy, like king energy. You're in your masculine, but can you be in your feminine? Like, do you have as much reverence for what you're receiving right now? Let's see. Yeah, I think it's big because Black Moon Lilith is in your seventh house of partnerships, and there are people who are leaving your life because they don't really belong with you, and you have thought that for a while. You've questioned whether or not people were really on your side, if they were or not, and that's where the muddy results are coming in. Is like you had too much intention and not enough physical to excuse or execute this utopia that you've been creating. But you see where it's going off, like where you're not able to receive because of an energy that I would say is like nitpicky. They don't make you feel good about your decisions. They don't allow for you. And this could be some ancestral work that needs to be done. It could be someone who's really tied to their their viewpoint of the world. And it's okay. Everyone's entitled to their view and their perspective. But when it gets to the point of restricting your truth and your authenticity, it's not making you feel good. And it's going to leave you feeling really kind of like there is no hope. You will feel disempowered by what is not allowing for you to really share this conviction. So those things can go. Let's go into Mars Day. You guys, I think you're with Virgo and Gemini of having to deal with an appendage, something that you really rely on that's not really coming through for you. And I think this is Mercury stationing direct. It's going to be something that maybe you received a gift of some kind, not working for you. So see if you can get your money back. See if you can get exchange something. Something is sticking out to me as like an object that you were really counting on, looking forward to, but it doesn't work for you. And I think that ridding yourself of these possessions with Pluto in your 12th house, you're going to feel lighter. You're going to feel freer. You're going to feel very devoted to this sense of chipping away until you get the final result that you've been looking for. And Mars activated in your second house, you're going to feel more of an energy spurt to go for that thing, and you're not going to feel the dread, the 1,000 thoughts a minute holding you back whenever your heart's on, because it's just going to be almost like creativity at play. Let's see. Yeah, the moon's going to go through your so we're at the new moon now, but you will get a moon transit through your house of the inner child pretty soon. So let's look at Mercury Day. Mercury is in your second house, and it's revolutionizing the way that you are able to create your value by what you say and who you say it to. I think that after you get past this object or this relationship and connection that really drained you, and maybe it was something that wasn't going to arrive on time and it comes through, maybe you're able to reframe something that you could feel like was a failure or a breakdown in your creation and your process. Maybe something finally is coming together, something that you were really not counting on, and it's something that you were like, oh, I lost this amount of money and time and investment, but you're starting to get perspective. Yeah, you're starting to get perspective because of the people who are coming around and sticking around through whatever it is that you're going through. So now we're going to have a bit of, I guess, a contemplation around money, because in your third house, Jupiter's there and Uranus there. It's building in this conjunction. And I sense abundance is going to come up for you guys on Thursday pretty strong. It's going to be based on you getting around what the mind is telling you, what the ego is saying to do, because there are things that we have to get out of the way, kind of like we might have to remove ourselves from a situation so that we can get that clarity that allows for us to see what's been holding us back and to be honest about it. Maybe we've been trying, in our feminine, we've been, what's the word, when we avoid the transformation, bypassing. Maybe what has felt like bypassing, when you get this time away to really get quiet with yourself on this Jupiter day, you're going to see that there is abundance. You might have to go deep for it. You might have to get really creative. And if anything, there's recently been this convergence of people saying the same thing of like, work your way back from the worst case scenario. What would you do if the worst case scenario actually came to be? And then you will find that there are solutions for the impossible situations we might find ourselves in. Not only that, but now we know how to resolve them if they actually do occur. And I know that there's a level of like creating boundary structure with having the worst case scenario thoughts, but then there's also that reliving it. So I would say with your imagination, as much as you can, give yourself grace for when you start to like get out into this area. It may not feel good when you get to this place where you're kind of like questioning everything, and you have maybe a little bit of paranoia in relationships because of Black Moon Lilith transiting there. But because you're going to be able to actually take real actions and do something about it with Mars in your second house, it's going to give you a bit of freedom to relinquish what you've been holding on to, what hasn't been able to come out, maybe viewpoints and beliefs and ancestral work that you had to do to really get your head around what you deserve, what you have now, because it's our self-image that really creates our reality. So it's okay to be new at something. It's okay to have to do investigation, to have to meet people, and maybe as you're shaking loose aspects of your reality, those people have more space to come into your life and be involved with you. Venus day, Venus at 13 degrees Taurus, that is, what's the inside degree? This is a card I'm getting. Okay. Also, we don't want to have sympathy for people. We want to be able to look and see our reflections multiplying. We want to see our investments growing. If people have excuses, just know that everyone has to get invested into what they're interested in. That's where coming up with new plans, with watching people who are the best at what they do, and just let them influence you. Feel like an artist. Go in there with passion. So don't be trying to fix something that has never worked, but take a few steps back and get into where you've been resisting taking that step forward, where you've been bypassing the opportunity to really recognize and be present with whatever is falling away, whatever is rising up, whoever is around you. If you're resisting connecting with them, maybe take baby steps, like look at their Instagram stories and see if they live the life that you would want to invite energy into your life, into your creative force. Because if people are showing you without needing to like exclaim, oh, I'm such an angel, or I'm such a good person, I'm super responsible, let them show you with their actions and what they do, because that will be the next direction to invest in. With Saturn coming through your sign, you're getting all of the truth. And with Pluto transiting your 12th house, there's little that you don't see as like a burden. If it's a burden, if it's giving you results, then it is. I see that there's like some nice opportunity to connect in ceremony and a deeper event that might be with your local church organization. It might be with family members. It could be with the council of ancestors that live in your head. But we're going to be able to really get to, I would say, a spiritual freeway. Like you could speed up whatever it is that you're manifesting, because you have now the moon in your 5th house on Saturn day. So the moon and Saturn are making a watery aspect. And that's going to help to really solidify your beliefs about the next steps forward that you have to take on Saturn day. So as Jupiter is coming to this very sweet conjunction, we see the sun at 21 degrees, Uranus at 23 degrees, and Jupiter at 24 degrees. It's also just like a slingshot of, what's your next trajectory? What is it that wasn't working, and how have you reframed it to make sure that you are adding hours into whatever new ventures you're getting into? Because we still have all of the experiences that we've accumulated over time. It's just that they aren't going to function in the same way that they once did. For whatever reason, I'm just getting Ariel from The Little Mermaid using a fork for her hair, because maybe before underwater she never had to use a brush, and now she's using this tool in a very innovative and strange way that's drawing a lot of attention to her. But because her heart is in it, she plays it off, and she's able to like work through these emotions that might have been too compacted to really give her that agency to take those forward steps to be the person who she wanted to be, part of their world. So my Pisces, I know that sometimes you might feel like a stranger in a strange land, especially with Saturn and Neptune in your sign. It's like all of the power games and control mechanisms that we tried to use for status are really disintegrating, and we've seen them come down. We've seen social media get a little bit more stringent, like different platforms allow for different people to be seen and heard. So we're taking the time with the sun at 22 degrees on Sunday to really account for that. I want to use the word collateral, but it's like, what are we getting back from what it is that we're putting out? How are we upping our game in areas that we want to see more return in? Who have we drawn in this week? 6 of Water is asking for you to look at your inner child and ask you to see what it is that your inner child needs. Like, when were you not able to really, and with Mars at 9 degrees in your 2nd house and that mono card being number 9, we want to really honor where we haven't been able to branch out and express ourselves with a sense of authenticity and feeling really seen, really, appreciated. Who was making you feel like not good enough? Because that person is someone to still love, but connect to your inner child first. Focus on you first, because that attracts people to you who give you that mutual respect. So my Pisces, I hope that you guys have a lot of squaring up to do, because there is a lot of spiritual movement this week that's calling for you to work with your inner child. Please keep me posted on what goes on for you guys this week. I feel like there's going to be a really big breakthrough because of the placement of Mars in your 2nd house, where you might have felt inert and incapable of forward movement. We're seeing a very dynamic, magnetic, bringing you into that next chapter. So have a fabulous week, Pisces. Aloha.